Image manipulation process, the individual pixels of a canvas, script level variables, and loading the original image. Variables red range, green range, blue range, and alpha range will refer to the 4 range inputs so that we can easily access their values in the script's other functions. Variable image represents the original image to draw. Next, create an image object and use it to load the image redflower.png, which is provided with the example. Let's see where we are with this file. Okay. That's going to try and wants to try and do this. Alright, well, I'll do it later. See where we are. Draw the original image twice. Once the upper left of the canvas, 250 pixels to the right. Call the function process grayscale to create the grayscale version of it, which is just black and white. For the red range, green range, blue range elements, we register the change event so that every time you move those sliders, it calls it. For the alpha range elements, we register the change event to call process alpha. We didn't really look at that one too much. So let's look at we have the source here, what the alpha does. Grayscale process image alpha. It says it passes in a new value to it. Let's see what happens. Process alpha this dot. Okay, so this dot value would be whatever the value is along this thing here. So whatever that number is. So it's basically gradually turning it white by coming all the way down here until it's all white. Kind of a good way to do fade in, fade out. Process alpha function process applies the new alpha value to every pixel in the image. Call canvas method get image data to obtain an object that contains the pixel we wish to manipulate. The method receives a bounding rectangle representing the portion of the canvas to get, in this case a 250 pixel square from the upper left corner. The returned object contains an array named data, which stores every pixel in the selected rectangle area as 4 elements in the array. Each pixel's data is stored in the order red value, green value, blue value, alpha value. So the first 4 elements in an array represent the RGB values of the pixel in row 0 and column 0. The next 4 represent row 0, column 1. So then iterate through. So, what happened? Alright, so if you look at the for loops, what it's doing is for I equals 3, and it's advancing every 4th one. So it's not changing every one, it's just changing every 4th one. And if we look at the process image, we're going to see the same thing. So it starts at 0, but it doesn't move one at a time, it moves every 4. So it's red, green, blue, red, green, blue. That changes that each one, and then it goes to the next value, which is 4. So you've got the values in there there's 4 values essentially per pixel in the array. The canvas method put image essentially just puts all the pixels back. Function process image is similar to function process alpha, except that it loops through and just sets every 4th value instead of every value essentially. Function process grayscale is similar to the function process image, except that it loop performs a weighted average calculation to determine the new value assigned to the red, green, and blue values of a pixel, and it's not really different colors, it's different shades of gray. Function reset image just resets the original image. Okay, questions on that? Okay, it's going to restart. Next thing we'll talk about is how to draw a pattern on a canvas. Create a loaded image we will use for our pattern function is called response. So it will create in response to the Windows load event. Create pattern method creates the pattern. The first argument is the image we're using for the pattern, which can be an image element, a canvas element, or a video element. Second argument specifies how the image will repeat to create the pattern. It can be one of four values. Repeat horizontal and vertical, repeat X, repeats vertically, or horizontally rather, repeat Y, repeats vertically, and then no repeat. You can specify the coordinates for the pattern on the canvas, then specify the fill style attribute pattern, and use the fill method to draw a pattern to the canvas. This example here, we've got the start method, gets the canvas as usual, the 2D imaging, creates a pattern that's somewhat new using an image and repeats it. Creates a rectangle 5, 5 going to 385, 200, and the fill style will be the pattern we created, and then it displays it. And we see the image just gets displayed in a pattern like that. Okay, the next couple of examples show you how to use canvas transformation methods, including translate, scale, rotate, and transform. Scale and translate methods drawing ellipses. Next example will be how to draw ellipses, which are really circles that are generally not a perfect circle. To do this, we have to use the canvas with, again, X and Y coordinates. This will enable us to center the ellipse on the canvas. Then we use scale method to stretch the circle, because it's not a perfect circle. An ellipse is just a stretched circle. And we'll look at how to do that. Then we draw the circle we want to stretch using the begin path and the XY coordinates for the center of the circle are 0, 0, which is the center of the canvas, not the top left. Okay, so that's the actual center of the canvas. So in this example, again, we get our canvas. Translate the width. It looks like we're taking half of the width and height. Create a scale of 1 to 3. Begin path. And this creates an arc starting at 0, 0, going to 30, 0. And it's going to be a full circle going in reverse direction, and the style is orange. The color, I should say, is orange. The second circle or ellipse we create also goes in reverse order, and it's going to be a full circle. The color will be indigo. Scale will be 3 to 2. So we can see that it creates a circle. So in one case, it creates a thin circle. In the other case, it creates a fat one, essentially. So in this case, we have a scale of 1 to 3, which is what makes it a thin one. In this case, we have a 3 to 2, which is what makes it a fat one. Okay, next we create a horizontal purple ellipse on a separate canvas. We use a scale of 3 to 2, indicating that the ratio of the width to height is 3 to 2. So this will be a fat one as well. Wish it was as easy to be thin. Way too. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay, so we have the rotate. We're going to look at the rotate method in this one. And we have a JavaScript function called start rotating. We change the transformation matrix on the canvas using the translate method. making the center of the canvas the original origin with the XY values. This allows us to rotate the rectangle, which is centered on the canvas, around its center. This is going to do an animation, so this should be interesting. Set interval rotate. Okay, so this is going to use a timer. Set an interval for rotating. And I think we've used the timer before. Rotate clears the rect from -100 to 200. Rotates the entire thing. Well, that should be two points, I think. It's map.pi divided by 360. Changes the color to line and then fills the rect. Basically half of what we did up here. I wish I had that example. Because that would rotate it. And then we'd see this thing spinning with the timer. I don't have that example. Fortunately, we don't have that example. Are there any questions? Let's do this at 7:35. Let's call it a night because I have an early flight and I still need to pack. Anyway, and we'll pick it up with next week, and I'll take another attempt at trying to find these examples because we're not going to finish tonight. We're only halfway through it. So let's call it a night at this point. Any questions before we go? Oh, you sent it to my AOL account? Let me see if I have that. AOL is sometimes kind of funny. Lab 5 is not due this week because I gave you an extension to the 22nd, so let me go ahead and record that. That's the airline one, I believe. Let's see, where's Lab 5? Yeah, Lab 5 was due. Alright, so I think I gave, oh. Yeah, we said the 22nd, didn't we? I'll give you guys the weekend. Okay? I'm logging into my AOL one right now. I'll let you know in a moment if I have it or not. Thank you, everyone. Have a happy Thanksgiving as well. Dennis, did you come in last Thursday to try and take it, Dennis?
You've got mail.
Andrea, I got your email. Thank you. Let me go ahead and download it. When can you do it, Dennis? Because I can... Yeah, well, the makeup will be online as well. Hey, can you go onto Web Access and do it? Thanks, Andrea. Okay. Night, Andrea. Okay, Dennis, it's available now, and it's available till midnight. Okay, you're welcome. You have a happy Thanksgiving too.